everybody, Lord Tremendous here, and I got another battle report here for you. Ninth Age battle report. I was able to slip a game in between all the 40k ones, because hey, 40k is prevalent in my meta right now, in my group, in my club, whatever you want to call it. So, can't beat them, join them, and you know what, 40k is not a bad game. But Ninth Age is better. I enjoy it more, and I got a game in with it. So here is Battle Report number 90. This is a 5,000 point battle. 'Tis I, Lord Tremendous of the Ogre Khans, versus Lord Grawl of the Sauron Ancients. He made a new list, wanted to re-rack and play, and I was more than happy to play against him. Now, keep in mind, I had played 2 or 3 games. I played 3 games of 40k that day before we got this game in. 2 I did battle reports on, and you could watch them if you wanted, and one was a 2v2 game that I did not do a battle report on. So at this point, I am mentally exhausted. I was like, yeah, let's play. Dad, I don't know what's going on. No, I was tired, but I freebased some Mountain Dew, and we played the game. So it's a solid game, lots of good close combat. Sit back, relax, and get ready to see how it goes. Here's my list, and it's more of the same. I have not changed it because there's no reason to. I've got my Mammoth Hunter, Shyhammer. He's my general. He's got the Ogre Crossbow, Sword of Strength, Obsidian Rock, Charm of Cursed Iron, the Wild Heart Big Name, and he's on his Rock-a-Rock Warhammer. And you know what? By the time you're watching this, Shyhammer will be on his way to Spain, or probably about to be on his way to Spain, which is pretty cool. I look forward to seeing all his ETC content that should be out on his channel very soon. And if you're not subscribed to Shyhammer and you play Ninth Age, you're wrong, and you should go and remedy that right now. Go ahead, I'll wait. I've got my Shaman Skaz with 4 learned spells, the Dragonfire Gem and the Path of Thaumaturgy. I've got my second Mammoth Hunter, Khan. He's my BSB, he's got his Ogre Crossbow, Heart Ripper, Yeti Furs, and the big name Troll Eater. And I have my original Mammoth Hunter, Lord Tremendous. He's got his Ogre Crossbow, the Obsidian Blade, the Armor of Fortune, the Headhunter Big Name, and he's on his trusty Tusker, the War Teddy. Oh yeah. For my core choices, I start off with a unit of 10 Tribesmen, the good old boys. They have Banner Musician, Iron Fist, and the Banner of Discipline. And then I have 2 units of 15 Scraplings, the Randos and the Scrap Pack. They both have musicians and bows. Kicking off my special choices, I have a unit of 3 Tusker Cav, the Fat and Furious, with Banner, Great Weapons, and the War Standard. I, of course, have my unit of 6 Scrapling Trappers, the Favored Pets. I still have my Saber-Toothed Tiger, Bow Wowzer. And then I have my unit of 5 Yeti with a Unit Champion. My only choice in the Powder Keg category is my Scratapult. And then in the Chain Beast category, I start off with my Slave Giant, He Who Knocks. And then the keystone of my army, my favorite unit, my Frost Mammoth, Rufus. I got a couple of Ogre Crossbows on the guys that he carries around on his back, but he's the star of the show. That's going to do it for my list. I'm going to post my opponent's list, play some music. Feel free to pause it whenever you like to see what he took. Here are my spells, which are exactly what you're looking at. And here's deployment. I got to go first, so I just placed everything down. just didn't care. I was like, whatever, he's going to do what he's going to do, and I want to see how I do up against his stuff. So, as you can see, I'm spread out across the table. I've got Lord Tremendous, Scraplings, Trappers, Rufus, and the Hammers on the right flank. I figured if he puts something in the middle, if he puts something on either flank, if he tries to get away from him, most of them have the speed to get over to him in time. At least the heavy hitters do. I got Skaz behind the Hammers because it's somewhat centrally located, and I didn't know what kind of magic or shooting he was going to have, so I don't want Skaz to get lit up too much. I've got the good old boys holding the center with Bow Wowzer and the Yetis with my BSB on the left center there, and then on the left flank I've got a unit of Scraplings, my Scratapult, my Tusker Cav, and my Giant. And again, same reasoning there. On the far left flank they have the movement in order to get across wherever they need to go. So although my Giant is way out of position, as well as the Tusker Cav, both have the movement to get across the table by turn 3 or so and make a difference. That's it for deployment. Here's top of 1 after movement, and there's not a whole lot of rhyme or reason. I come forward. Giant moves up 12 inches. The Tusker Calf move up, like 16 or something like that, whatever they can move. The Scratapult moves up its movement. The Scraplings, everything starts converging on the Sauron. I have a close combat army. I need to get into close combat in order to make it effective, so we're gonna be effective. We come forward for the most part. The only things I don't march are things I want to shoot with, like Lord Tremendous, the Hammers, and stuff like that, but everything comes up its max movement, which is still pretty friggin' good, and that's it for movement. Unfortunately, nothing else happens in my turn. Magic is a bust, shooting is a bust, so here's bottom of 1 after movement. And my opponent doesn't seem to have a lot of fear of me. Maybe on the right flank. His Raptor Riders don't come forward that hard. His Warriors do. It's not a terrible setup. I was impressed with his movement because it was cautious, yet aggressive, and conservative enough that it wasn't like, here I am, charge me, and at the same time it wasn't like, I'm going to fall back and you do whatever you want to do. So I was impressed with his movement. It made me think a little bit. So everything kind of moves up a little bit, and that's really it. During his magic phase, he's able to get one of his pyromancy spells off. I want to say like the Embers, Burning Embers, something like that, on the Yetis, and only 1 wound actually goes through, so that's not terrible at all. Nothing else happens in his turn, so we go over here to top of 2 after movement, and everything that I can charge is Lord Tremendous tries to charge the Raptor Riders and fails, which sucks. But the Hammers, they charge the Swarms with the idea of overrunning after they destroy them and slamming into his monsters, which I'm fine with. What's it called? The good old boys slam into the unit of Saurus Warriors in front of them. Bow Wowzer blocks up front there. His what's it called? His Warriors on the other side there. I put Rufus up and the, what is it called? The Trappers up there to block. And I brought Rufus up there because I wasn't thinking. Like I said, my mind is addled right now. I brought Rufus up there to slow down his guys by 3 initiative. I should have moved him up to the left. I should have moved him anywhere other than where I moved him. I blocked with the Trappers, and then I gave up Rufus. Like I said, tired. On the left side, I leave Bow Wowzer in front of his Temple Guard so they can't charge into the good old boys, and they really don't have a great charge in anything else. And that's it for movement. There's a better picture of the Hammer slamming into the Swarms and the good old boys slamming into the Warriors. In the magic phase, I'm able to get Wrath of God off, and I put it right back there. The idea is to do as much damage to the stuff in the back as I can, just simply because I'm locked in now. It's not really about movement, it's about trying to put damage on them. Unfortunately, I get the spell off with overwhelming power, and I miscast 20. I survive the initial your character is just dead thing. I do lose Wrath of God for the rest of the game, which sucks. And I end up taking 2 wounds from the 4 or 5 hits or whatever it is that you get just for miscasting, and I survive. So way to go, Skaz. It sucks I lost the spell, but at least I didn't lose my caster. During the shooting phase, my Trappers throw a whole bunch of rotten apples at the Saurus Warriors in front of them, and I think they kill 1, maybe 2, but the fact that they killed any at all, I was super proud of them. We go into the combat phase, and the Hammers are able to destroy the Swarms, no problem, take no damage in return, and overrun and hit... I think he hits the Tyrannosaur. The thing on the left. The green thing on the left. So, not the one I wanted to hit. I misjudged it. But it is what it is. At least I hit one of them. I know what's coming for me next turn. And then over here, my good old boys are getting into combat with the Stegosaurus. I don't do terrible. I don't do great. I think I kill 12, 10 or 12. In return, I lose one ogre, which isn't terrible. I do beat him. He is steadfast and sticks it out. That was the end of my turn, so here's bottom of 2 after movement, and he kind of counters. His Raptor Riders and his Saurus Warriors up there, they charge my Trappers and Rufus, and after they all commit like their second charge, basically both the Trappers and Rufus flees. Rufus flees second, bounces through the Trappers, bounces through the impassable terrain. I think he takes some damage from that. I can't remember. And that's where they end up. They get away, but it kind of sort of saved Shyhammer or slowed down a little bit. And then, unfortunately, his Rampodon slammed into the flank. So, and his general on the Alpha thing charged into the hammers too, so not my best move. Other than that, though, on the left side there, the Temple Guard decide to hold up because he sees what's going to happen if he goes after Bow Wowzer, and that's interesting to me. I know I've got a lot of stuff to throw into his Temple Guard if he moves. I'm not willing to commit them quite yet to that charge because it's still a decent little charge. We'll see what happens. But anyway, that's it for his movement. There's a better picture of his Alpha Rampodon General and his Rampodons slamming into the hammers. And, well, I guess the Trapper's running away. I didn't get Rufus in this particular picture. There you go. There's a better picture of them fleeing away there. So, yeah. During the magic phase, my opponent gets a spell off. I don't remember what it was, but it doesn't do anything. And in order to get off, it was overwhelming power, and he ends up doing it on 4 dice and miscasts 8. Nothing really bad happens to him. He got the minimal miscast, and I actually rolled to damage his unit. There's 8 strength 4 hits, and only 1 went through. He lost a Temple Guard. Well. We go into combat, and the craziest shit in the world happens, okay? I end up in a challenge with his character. His character does impact hits and gets his attack. Or I think Shyhammer went first and did 4 or 5 wounds to him. Did 4 wounds to him, I think, which was amazing. However, he counterattacks with his impact hits and everything like that, and his attacks, and he gets like 5 hits on me. I've got 4 wounds. He only needs a wound twice. I get no armor save, and I'm dead. He rolls all his attacks. It's like 7 or 8. Hits 5 times. I'm like, oh, damn. He needs 3s to wound. I'm literally picking my character up when he rolls to wound, and he rolls 5 1s and 2s. Couldn't believe it. So the Rock gets the counterattack and kills his general. Couldn't fucking believe it. I felt terrible because my opponent, we both thought he had it. I mean, I was like, well, okay, I picked him up. I picked Shyhammer up off the table to put him on the side because I was like, you got me fair. I was like, damn. And he rolls 5 1s and 2s. I put him back, I kill his character, I win this combat. It's absolutely insane. I win the combat, like I said. His little green dinosaur runs away, the Rampodons stick around, and then since I won, I turn to face the Rampodons. That never should have happened. Ever, ever, ever. And then I start looking at where I put my Wrath of the Gods, and I'm like, ah, shoot, I'm gonna kill myself. Like I said, my brain was fuzzy, but that was crazy. That never, ever, ever, ever should have happened. Both of us were like, what is going on? So after that incredible upset and excitement in the combat phase, we go over to top of 3 after movement, and I'm thrown off completely. So I decide to press my advantage. Lord Tremendous goes into the Raptor Riders. He's got the Obsidian Blade. Every wound that gets through, they're gonna die. Rufus and the Trappers, they rally or they turn around to face, which is amazing. Skaz moves up a little bit. Bow Wowzer in the left flank stay right where they're at. There's no reason for me to move any of them. I'm not ready to go. I think I readjust the Giant a little bit to kind of hopefully make him come out. The giant's not going to break. Hopefully, I'm hoping that maybe he'll go after the dog and hope to overrun into the giant. I don't know. But that's what I'm doing. There's a better picture of Lord Tremendous slamming into the Raptor Riders, and I'm hoping that goes well. Nothing happens in the magic phase, so at the end, the comet comes down. Not tremendous, I'm sorry. Shyhammer dies, a whole bunch of Saurus Warriors in the right brick die, the Rampadons all die, 3 good old boys die, a handful of Saurus Warriors from the brick on the left side die. It's awful. And the little green dinosaur only takes 2 flippin' wounds. It was like strength 6. It was horrible. But it is what it is. My trappers were within 6 inches of the hammers and fled. They panic, and I totally get it. In the shooting phase, my Scratapult decides it's not going to shoot, not that it's been effective this game at all, and misfires 2, so it won't be shooting for the rest of the game. Then in the shooting phase over here, Khan fires a shot into the Temple Guard and kill 1, which isn't terrible. We go into combat, and Lord Tremendous and his trusty Tusker, the War Teddy, start hacking in at the Raptor Riders. I kill 4. In return, they're able to get 2 wounds through on me. I win this combat, they're steadfast, and they stick, but it's going the right direction. 4 down is pretty good. Over here, we go into combat, and I'm able to kill 6 more Saurus Warriors. He's able to do 4 wounds into my Ogres. Again, I win combat. He's steadfast because I'm disrupted, and he makes his break check. It is what it is. With that done, we go over here to bottom of 3 after movement, and my opponent doesn't have a whole lot of movement. His, what's it called? His green dinosaur thing rallies. His Temple Guards stay right where they're at, and the stuff over on the right, like the swarms, they start making their way around. His other Brachiosaurus Warriors, they do charge my Scraplings on the right side there, the, what's it called? The Scrap Pack, I'm sorry. Those are the Randos. And they make it. I do stand to shoot. I don't think it works. And that's it for movement. In the magic phase, the Quaddle Lord finally has enough of Bow Wowzer and fires off a spell at him, doing 2 wounds and killing him. Actually, he did 1 wound with 1 spell, and then he did the final wound with another spell and finished off Bow Wowzer. But that's fine. Now I've got to make my move. Nothing happens in the shooting because I don't think he has one, so we go into combat, and it's pretty brutal, but I think I'm able to finish off most of his Saurus Warriors here. I do lose 2 more. He's able to do like 3 or 5 wounds to me or something like that, so that hurts. We go over here, and I'm able to kill 3 more Raptor Riders. I take no damage in return, and I'm able to heal a wound thanks to Headhunter, because Lord Tremendous himself killed the guy with his Obsidian Blade. He's still steadfast, makes his break check. It is what it is. Over here, the Saurus have no problem killing all but 4 of my Scraplings. I think they kill 1. They auto-break and get run the hell down, which is fine. That unit is way out of position now. I only had to give up a unit of Scraplings to do it, and they killed one of them. Pretty awesome. I can mop these guys up later if I have a chance. With that, we go over here to top of 4 after movement, and I come forward a little bit. Rufus moves over to try to deal with the Saurus Warriors on the right, because I'm pretty sure he can take them. The Trappers continue to flee, because they're just scared. I reposition my stuff on the left flank there to get a shot off at the Temple Guard. I want to get close, but I don't want to get too close, and I know he could... Well, I thought maybe he could charge Skaz. Skaz would flee, that's fine. And then I could counter with at least the Giant Yetis. They're going to make it. That's really it for my movement, though. Nothing happens in magic or shooting, and so we go straight into combat, and all but 1 of the Saurus Warriors are dead. Couldn't get that last bastard. And he makes his break check. I reposition just so that his Temple Guard can't see me. I know the big dinosaur can. I'm hoping the good old boys can hold him up. I was not expecting the Saurus Warriors to hold them as long as they did. It's been a hell of a fight. Over here, we get a little tired. Lord Tremendous flubs, and the War Teddy is able to munch on 1 more Raptor Rider. He wins this combat, I think, because I did a wound. He's got a banner. No, it's a stalemate, and we stand there and look at each other and pant, I would imagine. We go over here to bottom of 4 after movement, and his Temple Guard eke up a little bit. that's really it. His swarms on the right flank charge into the flank of Lord Tremendous, which I'm actually fine with. That's just free combat res. And then his big green dinosaur slams into my good old boys, which I'm pretty sure the good old boys are in trouble here. But I'm hoping maybe I can finish off the Saurus Warrior at least, get the points for that before they get mulched. That's really it for movement. Nothing happens in magic or shooting. We go straight into combat, and I fail to kill the Saurus Warrior. I do nothing to his dinosaur. I lose another ogre. I lose this combat. I break. I get run down by the one surviving Saurus Warrior. Son of a bitch! Oh, that made me sick. Oh! The dinosaur only went forward like 3 inches, but the damn Saurus Warrior was a sprinter and ran him down. Oh! Beautifully played. Beautifully played. What can you do? It made me laugh, but at the same time, it was like, come on, good old boys! One damn warrior! You had him! You could have been somebody! Well, it was a good fight. And then over here, we go into combat. Lord Tremendous is able to kill 3 all by himself of the Raptor Riders. In return, I do end up taking a wound, and I believe the War Teddy is able to put 3 wounds on the Swarms, which is super awesome. In the end, I win by 2. The Raptor Rider flees, but the Swarm, they just crumble a little bit. 1 dies, 1's perfectly fine right there. I cannot turn to face him because I'll be off the table, so I have to stand right like that. And we go to top of 5 after movement. Yay! For the most part, I finally go for it. The Yetis, the Tusker Cav, and the Giant all charge a Temple Guard. The Yetis make it, the Giant makes it, the Tusker Cav don't even come close. Rufus charges into the Saurus Warriors on the right, and Skaz charges that final Saurus Warrior, because it's all or nothing. That's it for movement. It was a big one. There's a better picture of Rufus slamming into the Saurus Warriors, and at this point I just want to try to get some points. I'm pretty sure Rufus is okay here. And there's a better picture of the Yetis, Khan, and my Giant making the charge, and the Tusker Cav. They're fat, they're furious, they're not fast. And there's Skaz, looking to be a hero. We go straight into combat because magic doesn't do nothing, and I am able to put 3 wounds through on this little Swarm bastard. In return, he's not able to do anything to me. Over here, Rufus smashes all but 5 or 6 of these guys. In return, he takes nothing. I win this combat. They break, they run, they get run the hell down by the Rufus. So proud of that guy. Over here, Skaz, the hero that he is, throws on his cape and tights, and then bashes the remaining Saurus Warrior to death with his own tail, which made me feel pretty good. No, that's not... Well, no, and then he overruns into the forest pretty far, actually. I was just trying to get out of charge range of his dinosaur. So I'm glad that that unit got smashed. We go into combat over here, and it's unbelievable. My Yetis, Khan, my Giant, beat the ever-loving crap out of the Temple Guard. In return, I lose a Yeti. I take 5 wounds into my Yetis. Giant is perfectly fine. Absolutely insane. I win this combat by a landslide. They have Bodyguard, but it's Bodyguard General, and his Quadalord was not his General, the guy in the Alpha Carnosaur was. So they auto-break. He auto-breaks, I run him down with the Yetis, and we both end up here. My opponent looks at the table and realizes it's over, so there's the end of the game. I did not get a wide-out picture because I forgot, because I'm exhausted at this point. All he had left was the one dinosaur, but so he's like, you've got this, you win, I'm done. And I totally get that. This was a hell of a game, a lot of solid combat, and crazy dice rolls by my opponent. Oh my god, and me, oh my god. Really fun game, and you know what, we'll get to the recap in a minute, because this game is over.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
So it was a victory for Lord Tremendous in the end. I ended up tabling my opponent, or I shouldn't say tabled, but he conceded the game in turn 5. How about that? I ended up losing Shyhammer, the Good Old Boys, the Scrap Pack, Bow Wowzer, and the Trappers. So, not a terrible game for me. I did take some losses, but it was a solid game, and I enjoyed it. So this was, like I said, a crazy game, and I would just like to take a moment to thank my opponent's dice for being on my team and allowing me to actually have a chance. I mean, they were blatantly on my team. They weren't even trying to hide it. 5 dice needing 3s to wound to kill my general, and he rolls 5 1s and 2s. That's like divine intervention. I mean, I was literally picking my general up when he rolled his wounding roll and rolled all those 1s and 2s. We were both in shock. I was like, oh my god, I gotta put him back. Oh my god. Crazy that happened. This was an interesting game. The stalemate on the left flank, the standoff, definitely in his favor. I just didn't have enough experience against SA to know if I should have been more aggressive, if I should have done it exactly the way I did it. I was waiting for either no other options or an obvious sign. It worked out, but it was mostly luck than any kind of skill on my part. Lots of great close combat in this game, and that is what I really look forward to, because I love the close combat in this game. Can't say it was a bad one. This was a really good game against a really good opponent. I really enjoyed it. He just picked up a VC army, so I think I'm going to start playing that against him soon, and I'm definitely looking forward to that and our rematch. Real quick, I want to say thank you to everybody that supports me on Patreon, or supports me financially anyway, through Patreon, PayPal, and other means. I have a lot of generous donators and donators. I'm pretty sure I'm going to say that's a word. Haha! And most of them want to remain anonymous. These individuals allow me to thank them properly, and I will do so now. Alex, the Vale Renegades, South Florida's Gamermancy team, Daniel Jolson, and Caillou Choi. Thank you guys very, very much. I super appreciate your donations. All of my donations that even my anonymous guys and gals give me. Really do appreciate it, and I hope I continue to be worthy of your generous patronage. But yeah, there it is, guys and gals. There's Battle Report number 90 for T9A, officially in the history books. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. But yeah, everyone, thanks.